What's up, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Today's video, we're going to go over two brand new champions that's going to be coming out in about a week's time. They're actually pretty cool in their own right, and I just want to go over them real quick just to give you guys a heads up. Like I said, they won't be out until about 6 or 7 days from this video upload. So just a quick preview for you guys. Let's jump right into it. So I will be doing some showcase videos on these champions in the near future, probably before they get released. But just a quick preview for you guys. So we got an orc champion here. It's going to be called Ashnar. He's a mythical champion. Ashnar Dragonsoul looks super sweet. He's like the red orc here. Super sweet. Got a dragon skin all over his body. Looking menacing. He is HP based champion. Great base stats, obviously, for a mythical champion. 23k HP, good base speed. Even has boosted crit damage as well as res and accuracy. Very, very strong champion from a paper standpoint. Let's take a quick look at Ashnar's kit in his base form here. So it's A1 triple hit, 25% chance, no books to boost up that chance of increasing the duration of HP burn debuff by 1 turn. So he, potentially could increase HP burn for 3 turns, which is pretty crazy. But it's not a crazy A1 otherwise. A triple hit is nice for some areas as well. Is A2, 4-turn cooldown, 20% damage from 1 book. It's an AoE, instantly activates HP burn debuff. So it's an igniter for HP burns. Whenever an HP burn debuff is activated by this skill, decrease their resistance by 10, stacks up to 100. Whenever HP burn debuff is activated on an ally by this skill, increase the resistance by 10 up to 100. Fills turn meter by 5% for each HP burn. So if you're landing for example, 4 Hydra heads, just an example, 20% turn meter boost for your team. This resistance down and resistance up, usually you go into the fight pretty much geared with proper resistance to do what you want to do. So adding an extra 100 resistance isn't going to change the world. And then if you want to reduce the enemy's resistance by 100, usually that's not the end of the world either, or that's not going to make or break this skill. Overall, it's still a attack and an ignite. So it's actually pretty cool. And then also a turn meter fill on a 4-turn cooldown. So still very decent move. Is A3, 3-turn cooldown. It has an ignore resistance here, so less accuracy needed. Places a weaken and HP burn on a 3-turn cooldown. That's already very, very good. Also places an HP burn on basically your team, and it cannot be blocked or resisted. And a turn meter fill on all allies by 30%. This is actually a really, really strong ability. I mean, if you just set AoE HP burn with the weaken, and then you have this HP burn on your own team, it's already incredibly strong. You throw in the turn meter boost, very, very strong ability. The reason why this HP burn on your allies is important is because of his passive. His passive here says if there's an HP burn on your ally, it heals them instead of damages them. That's actually really, really cool. So he brings healing and damage in his base kit, and as well it gives you a lot of survivability as well, boosting your resistance, lowering the enemy's resistance, and also boosting up your HP as well. So very, very strong base form. Coming back here into his second form, transforms, and he looks red hot. He's flaming hot. Somebody put out his helmet, it's on fire. They're gonna put flames like somewhere else too, but they put flames on his mace. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It would have been cooler if he had, like, I don't know, wings or something, like dragon wings. But anyways, he changes from HP based champion to a defense based champion, and this is an insane amount of defense. Obviously, he's a mythical champion, right? So his stats are a little bit higher, but this is an insane amount of defense. And obviously, still nuker stats coming in here. He's going in with an A1 double hit, 35% chance of repeating once if the target is under HP burn. So it seems like you have to go in your primary form and then your secondary form to do damage. Maybe they correlate to each other. Is A2, 3-turn cooldown, single target. If the target is under HP burn, it will repeat against all enemies. So it's a single target, and then it's an all enemy attack. This repeated attack will ignore 20% of each target's defense. So it has ignore defense built into it. Very strong on a 3-turn cooldown. So basically, you can attack one enemy once with a single target hit, and then that enemy will take an AoE portion of the damage as well. I mean, that's really strong. It's basically like a double hit against a single target, and then the second hit will have ignore defense attached to it. So very, very strong A3. We don't know the multipliers yet, but I'll be trying to test them out and see how crazy he is. And then his A3, 3-turn cooldown with books. AoE before attacking, increased defense and increased crit damage. So he boosts up his damage. Very, very nice. Places provoke. So it's a place provoke. Oh, then places a provoke. Attack before attacking. It's kind of weird wording here. So he attacks, but before attacking, buffs himself. Then places a provoke debuff. It says per place, so I assume it's going to be a place before the hit, but it's a little bit unclear here from the wording, to me at least. You guys, if you guys are clear on the wording, let me know in the comments below. For 1 turn on targets under HP burn. So under HP burn, provoke gets landed. If it's a boss, you got a 2-turn provoke. This attack cannot weak hit when hitting enemies under HP burn. That's kind of a nice thing. That means he's going to buff himself up, you know, CC the enemy, and then smack him big time, no weak hits, all that good stuff. The problem is, if you land a provoke and then he gets sheeped, you don't deal any. I don't know the sequence, but the damage might not go through. But yeah, he is susceptible to sheep because he does land those HP burns, and he does have a provoke in his kit as well. His passive in this form, all of this champion's skills will ignore 15% of the enemy's defense if they are under HP burn. HP burns debuffs placed on allies heal them instead of damaging them. So same as the primary form, but then in this case, he has more ignore defense as a passive. With his A2, that's 35% ignore defense. With Merciless, that's 70%, 70% ignore defense against HP burn targets, not including Helm Smasher. So, you know, obviously almost true damage with almost the full 100% ignore defense. Insanely strong champion if those all line up. Is susceptible to the sheep, of course. And in his damage form, he doesn't have any HP burn here, which makes his skill rotation a little bit wonky, because you probably want his base form to place the HP burns, you know, place the HP burns and all that stuff, and then you want to transform him into the big smack. He would work well with maybe like another HP burner, and then he can kind of transform and then lay the smack down. Luckily, it says it's not HP burn placed by himself, so he can definitely pair well with an HP burner, perhaps. And yeah, he seems pretty good. He seems pretty good. Let's see if he can smack from the playtest, and we'll make some more conclusions after that. But he seems pretty good. I like the ignore defense. It would have been nice if he had something more special, like maybe like ignore stone skin or something cool like that. But overall, not a bad mythical champion, but we'll see what the multipliers have to say about him in the end. But anyways, let's jump over to the next champion that's going to get introduced today. And that's going to be part of the Skinwalkers crew, and it's going to be a faction unity champion. And he is right here, Bolint Freewalker. Good base stats for this champion here. Is a force affinity HP based champion. His A1 double hit after the second hit heals all champions by 5% of this champion's max HP. That's really good because you can control the size of the heal. Also has a 10% chance of getting an extra turn. So you can basically go A1, A1 or A1 and then rotate through his skills. Pretty good. Really good if he's like quick, or maybe he has yeah, he's just really solid. Good HP. Give him good HP. Can give you a big heal. His A2, 4-turn down to 3-turn. It kind of sucks that you need 2 books to make this 100%. Like, he's a legendary champion. He's a faction unity champion. Just give him a 100% chance to land. What is this? Attack one enemy, has a 100% chance to land. Big decreased defense. After attacking the initial target, attacks all other enemies. So it's not a double hit on the first target. So it just attacks all other enemies. Has a 100% chance of landing decreased defense. So, you know, on a 3-turn cooldown. So it's a 3-turn cooldown, AoE, decreased defense. It's a double hit, which is kind of interesting. Double hit can kind of get around some mechanics, some things. But for the most part, it kind of reads 3-turn cooldown, AoE, decreased defense. That's not strong at all. Like, we see like epics with this kind of ability. So definitely not a strong ability here, or it doesn't show immediately. His A3 is a 4-turn cooldown down to 3 turns with books. So 2 3-turn AoEs potentially. Attack all enemies 2 times. Each hit has a 100% chance of placing a stun for 1 turn. So 3-turn cooldown, double hit, double 100% chance to stun. I guess if the first hit gets resisted, I guess, you know, or if you weak hit the first hit, then having the second hit kind of helps. In terms of the bonuses here, before attacking, has a 100% chance of removing all buffs from all enemies. So that's really nice. If you have one faction unity, one skinwalker on a team, you have a chance to remove buffs. Obviously, you need accuracy for stuns, for decreased defense, for buff removing. 2 allies, you get fill turn meter by 15% for each stun. So potentially 60% turn meter fill against like Arena, for example. And then his faction allies, this skill will ignore 50% of the target's res. So your accuracy goes a bit longer, goes a bit further against enemies. This champion looks like it's probably geared up for probably some arena play. Obviously, stuns are good against all wave content. Decreased defense is going to be good against wave content. Removing buffs generally sounds to me like he's trying to get into some arena teams. Obviously, with Siege now, having really strong single faction teams is actually a good thing, because obviously there's Siege, conditions, right? There's faction conditions. You can have a Skinwalker faction, and if you have Bolint, he's going to make your Skinwalkers that much stronger and that team that much more annoying to deal with. So his passive here, when an ally uses a multi-hit skill, each subsequent hit after the first one deals 15% more damage. So it's subsequent, so the second hit deals more damage. Initially, I'm thinking like, for example, Leorius. Leorius does have a double hit on his A1 on 1 AoE. Razovar's A1, multi-hit A1. There's a couple Skinwalkers that are decent that might be able to utilize this. Also comes for additional bonuses on his passive. Whenever an ally hits an enemy, has a 10% chance of placing stun. That's good. Makes your but it gives all your champions a chance to sheep themselves in the arena, I guess. 2 allies, when an ally inflicts a crit, fill turn meter by 5%. Pretty small boost, but it's not too bad, I guess. It's just an extra bonus. And then 3 allies will ignore 30% of defense against enemies under stun. So there's a couple problems here. Obviously, you need to remove the buffs, like for example, Stone Skin and then block debuffs, and then you have to place a stun, and then you're going to be doing some big damage with a 30% ignore defense, and then obviously the secondary 15% boost in damage. So he's obviously some kind of champion that enables your champions to hit hard. Currently, I mean, there's going to be some champions in the faction that are going to be useful here. Let's go over them real quick. Just go over his aura here real quick. Ally speed and arena. So yeah, definitely a arena focused champion, 24%, and then an extra 60 accuracy for your Skinwalkers, which is nice because obviously he needs accuracy to do his stuff. Let's go over the Skinwalkers here real quick. For multi-hit champions that can benefit from that, Uko has a double hit on the A2. Like I said, Razovarg's A1 has a multi-hit. Who else is useful? Ragash has a double hit A1. He also brings stuns as well, so he can help with the stuns, and then obviously adding to the passive. Yep, double hit A1. Wukong doesn't have any double hits, but he's probably the best Skinwalker in terms of arena. But I think Marius is going to be the best champion for this faction unity champion. Unfortunately, he's super like an end game champion. Not many people have Marius yet. Probably in a couple months, a lot more people will have him. But Marius has a very, very strong triple hit here on his A2. So he's a great candidate to pair with this faction unity champion. And I am already thinking Marius with the faction unity champion in a siege team with the Skinwalker condition will be extremely annoying. Marius does work well with accuracy as well. Also places increased accuracy and all that stuff. But yeah, I can see Marius being like the prime candidate for the new Skinwalker faction unity champion. All right, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your time as always. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about Bolint and Ashgard, the mythical champion there. Like I said, these guys won't be out for another week or so. Have a look out for my playtest videos on 1 or 2 of these champions in the near future coming up. So Anyways, guys, thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.